When I think about the importance of telling history, growing up in a place like Live Oak, Florida, leaving and going to college to find out that there had been a horrendous lynching that took place in my hometown taught me a really important lesson about power and silence. Because my question when I was confronted with that information was, why had no one ever said anything about the lynching of Willie James Howard? But what I came to know was that in Jim Crow America, where my grandparents lived, sharing that type of information could be deadly for them. Silence was a way that they were able to protect and preserve their own lives, and that was a part of the birthright that they passed down to me. Knowing the story of Willie James Howard, a 15-year-old boy who was forced to jump to his death in the Swanee River in January of 1944, for the social crime of passing a love note to a white girl is almost unimaginable to us today. We couldn't have justice for James or Lula Howard, the parents of Willie James Howard, because of the social structure and legal structure at that point in time. But being a part of capturing that story, recording that story, writing the names of the perpetrators comes close to a full accounting of what had happened. I think that's important because in order to understand why Trayvon Martin's murder was tragic, you have to understand why Willie James Howard's killing was tragic. And the bigger question for us is, why are these things still happening all of these years later? And I know for me, it was the murder of Trayvon Martin, that taking place while I was writing about the lynching of Willie James Howard, that spurred in me a desire to use the resources available to me to try to answer some of these questions in a contemporary sense. Black folks aren't making this up. When we talk about police brutality, this has been a phenomenon that we've lived with for centuries in this country. And it's only when more people understand that history, people who aren't Black, and are motivated to do something about it, that we actually begin to see a shift in our society that looks more like justice and equality. And so knowing about the terrible things that have happened are supposed to help make us better, and I'm committed to that work.